Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video, I want to share with you the device that I was thrilled about most in 2019, and it's not very common that I'm thrilled about the device. So I've always used this tablet here for my photo retouching. This is a Wacom tablet. It's a very basic tablet, but it's light years ahead of what you would have to go through if you use a mouse. So with this, you have a digitizer and you use that. But the problem with that is that I was breaking my neck because you have no idea where you actually are on this tablet relative to your screen. So you're always doing this, which was tiring. I always thought that for you to be able to have the screen that has a digitizer on it, you'd have to have an all-in-one solution. So something like the Microsoft Surface Studio or Surface Pro, like the tablets, or something like an iPad Pro where it has a screen and also a digitizer pen. But then I came across this whole device that I had no idea. It's a kind of device that I had no idea existed. And if you don't, it's because it's not very common for photographers. It's a lot more common for graphic artists, and it's called a drawing tablet, which is very, it's very obvious, but I never thought of it. So basically, this is that device here. This has a screen in it and has a digitizer that you could actually retouch while looking onto that screen. So you're literally like touching people's faces when you do frequency separation or dodging and burning or any kind of retouching that you're doing. So it eliminates this. So now that I figured out that there is a device type that is called a screen tablet, I went onto a very long research time to find out which one is the best for me. I found a bunch that were by Wacom, which obviously is one of the best manufacturer of this, but they were terribly expensive. So I found a brand called Parblo, and their monitors were actually really good. So I took a leap of faith, I ordered one, and here it is. I've been using this thing for about a year now, so I definitely have enough experience with it. The reasons I like Parblo specifically is that it's fraction of a price of a Wacom, and the trade-off is not that significant. The main trade-off between a Parblo monitor and a Wacom Cintiq, for example, is something called parallax. Parallax essentially is when you have your pen on top of the screen like that, you see a little bit of distance between the surface that you're touching and the actual screen, and that's what people call parallax. Now, if you're doing something that is terribly precise, then that might be of an issue, but in my case, and in most photography editing cases, this is not an issue at all. You can train yourself to get used to it, and it becomes a non-issue. It becomes very second nature. So with frequency separation, for example, with skin retouching, this makes everything very simple for me. I just make my selections on your actual face, on the actual face of the person that I'm retouching, without having to go through this, right? The second reason I really like Parblo is these buttons right here. So you see these, like there are 4 buttons on this top side and then 4 buttons on the bottom side, and there is also this scrolly wheel, which you can customize these buttons to anything. So I have them shortcuts for my frequency separation workflow, or if I'm doing dodging and burning, then you can load a second profile and have a different set of shortcuts. For that scroll wheel, I have that set to zoom, or if I press the center button here, that changes that from zooming in and out on the picture to actually changing the brush size. So that's really cool, and I really like that. The third reason, I'm not keeping count, but the other reason that I really like the Parblo is that you have these buttons here on the side that allow you to change the colors on the screen. So basically, if you have a spider calibration tool or an X-Rite calibration tool, then you can use that with Parblo and make sure that you're getting very accurate colors. Other drawing tablets sometimes do not allow you to modify their colors, which if they're not color accurate, then that's what you're stuck with. One more reason for me to actually really invest in this and really like it is that you can upgrade your computer hardware as often as you would like to, and you're not paying for that extra digitizer, right? So if, let's say, you buy an iPad Pro or a Microsoft Surface in 2016, 2017, and something groundbreaking comes up, i9, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, and boom, you want that, right? But then you have to pay a very premium price for that because it comes with a digitizer. And so
when you have a device like Parblo, you could have a separate computer, which in this case, it's my very old Lenovo beat up. When I upgrade that, I still have my drawing screen, and I don't need to pay a premium for that. I can buy a regular laptop. And you can see for yourself online, if you buy a laptop that's maybe 32 gigabytes of RAM or 16 gigabytes, which is more common, and maybe 512 SSD, and you spec it out in a way that is powerful enough for you, the laptop that doesn't have a digitizer pen will be a fraction of the price of the one that will have something. So a Microsoft Surface Pro 7, for example, will be 2x the price of a regular laptop that, might get you the same work done while not having to pay twice as much. So these are the reasons that I really like this tablet. Parblo is going to be running a discount for the end of the month. I will be linking to that in the description of this video. They're not sponsoring this video. This is my honest opinion about this tablet and my review of it. So they're not in any way, shape, or form affecting my assessment of this device. So I hope that this video helped you. I hope that if you didn't know these devices existed, now you do, and you buy one, and that you use that in your retouching workflow. It made my retouching workflow almost twice as fast as it used to be. If you still retouch with a mouse in 2019, you've got a really big problem. If you use a tablet that doesn't have a screen like this one, you have a little bit smaller problem. So you can solve that by one of these devices that have a built-in screen and a digitizer. I honestly can't contain my excitement about this device because I bought it a year ago and I'm still excited about like day one because it made my life significantly easier. So check the links in the description, and if you have any questions, put them down below in the comments. Subscribe because I will be putting a lot more content. Thank you for stopping by.